Let's talk about your former club, Crystal Palace, shall we? Because it's all changed there. Patrick Vieira's in charge. And there's been a few outgoings, it's fair to say, and a few incomings as well. They had, the oldest average starting lineup in the Premier League last season, nearly 30 years old, pretty much. But the incomings so far, all very young. You've got Mark Gurhey, 21 years old, Michael Elise, who's 19, Jacob Montes, 22, Remy Matthews, who's a 27-year-old goalkeeper as well. In the main, young players coming in through the door at Crystal Palace. We talked about it last season a lot, about what was going to be happening there with a lot of players out of contract, even Roy Hodgson out of contract. And was there going to have to be a change? And it looks like that obviously is happening with the youngsters that are being brought through. How are they going to balance this all out when they've got what seems to be a lot of young players now coming through at Crystal Palace? I mean,
it's a difficult job to go into, of course, and I think Patrick Vieira would have known that when he took the job. You can look at it two ways. You can look at Frank de Boer, that didn't start very well at all and ended up losing his job after a few games. But he had players there that had been there for a little while and didn't bring too many players in, and he tried to change the whole style of the football club. So you could understand the reasons for that. It wasn't panic. A lot of people say it was panic of them, but you can understand the reasons why they decided to get rid of him and bring Roy Hodgson in, who come in, stabilised the football club, done extremely well.
It was only 4 Premier League games though, Darren.
Yeah, it was. But I think you could see, and I'm not sure that the mood around the camp was very good as well in terms of having him as manager. I think he unsettled a few players. So to bring Roy Hodgson in was a masterstroke at the time, and it helped, and it stabilised them in the Premier League. I'm really happy about what Patrick Vieira has been doing in the transfer market. The only thing I was a little bit not unhappy with was Andros. I think Andros would have been a good signing. I think he never let Crystal Palace down, and he's gone to a good football club in Everton, so it's worked out well for him as well. I was a bit disappointed with that. Gary Cahill, I think, has turned down a contract, whether that's going to be renegotiated and him come in. But the players that he's bringing in are all exciting players. It can go wrong, of course. We've seen that before, but I don't think it will. And on Sunday, I tipped them for top 10. And I got a lot of pelters on
quite a turnaround
on social media. Yes, but I just feel Wilfred Zaha's he's sticking around. Is Patrick doing enough to keep him around? I think he is. Eze's going to be out a little while. Fantastic. But Elise's come in, done very, very well in the Championship. Gurhey, again, very, very well. The only issue I have is them all gelling together quickly. They still need more, I feel. But there's a lot of shock that Crystal Palace are spending all this money. I mean, they've broke even in the last 3 or 4 transfer windows. They've just got rid of £500,000-600,000 off the wage bill. They was always going to spend money. They was always going to replace the players that have left. It shouldn't be so much of a shock. They're not going to just start the season with no one in the squad. They are building for the future under Patrick Vieira.
And so he'll be given time, you think?
I think so,
Even if he gets off to a Frank de Boer start?
They're not notoriously known to get rid of managers quickly. I think Roy Hodgson, one of the only managers in history of the Premier League to see out their contract, So it's only the Frank de Boer situation that I think was other reasons as well as the football side that they decided to get rid of him. So I think he'll be given time. I think he's a legend of the game. Done okay in manager at the moment, not really been tested as such. So it's exciting times for Crystal Palace, and hopefully it goes the way I'm predicting and top 10 and not the way a lot of other people are predicting and they're horribly wrong.
Yeah, interesting. Top 10. Fascinating take on that one. I don't think many people will be predicting Crystal Palace in the top 10, but we could all be eating humble pie by the end of it and you'll be celebrating your prediction, that's for sure.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.